Today's date is August 5th, 2020. Hey there, welcome back to the devlog. You probably wondered where I was yesterday. I did work on the game, but sadly progress was not the best. And it hasn't been the best today either, honestly. But the progress has not been zero, and I didn't want to leave y'all hanging for too long, so let me show you what I've got so far. I have been working on that medium spike object, but the results haven't exactly been as planned. As you can see right here, this is pretty darn new. Usually you'd see me in the room right now with all the stuff around, but right now we're just seeing this pretty much teal screen here. And this, eventually, is going to be the shop GUI. And when I press the N button on the keyboard, we move right along to the next room as if nothing happened. And as you can see here, we've got all the usual objects. Light spikes, heavy spikes, and the medium spike, which does that. I haven't exactly been able to figure out what exactly is going on here. I'm trying to work with prismatic joints to make this whole operation work better, but the way it looks right now isn't exactly the best way I want it to function. All I want is a simple way for it to just thrust forward and back really quickly in one smooth motion, just so you could like stab him or maybe bring him the other way around, you know, that kind of thing. But as of right now, the prismatic joint just like glues it directly to the model or makes it float in midair like over there for whatever reason. And when it's sent flying in that direction, like with one of these, and it gets hit onto it, it just makes it fall right back onto the player's model. And when he does actually collide with, okay, why'd that even happen? When it does actually collide, I'm talking way too much about this, yeah, it just kind of does that. I'm talking way too much about this buggy feature. But progress has actually been pretty good outside of that, with that GUI. So let me show you what's going on here. First, take a look at the room. You can see this is the object that summons the ragdoll, and I got rid of the player object in the room because now that is handled with the game object, which is put into this shop room here. And within the game object, when you start the lab room that has the ragdoll and the player in it, it actually creates the player inside from the game object instead of simply dragging and dropping it into the world. And the reason I did this was because of this little code right here, this initialize player script. And what this does is it basically selects the attacks that the player will use in the next room. And right now, within the game object, I just have it set up so that it just uses the spike objects. So that's why I had the full spike moveset. In the future, this will be pretty useful for filling out that GUI, because I'll be able to manually select each and every one of these objects and have it put into like a variable or something. So that way, there's a way in-game for the player to choose their own weapons from what they have. Where to go from here? Well, probably finishing up the medium spike object code, which is going to be a handful maybe. Hopefully not, if I can figure out how the heck prismatic joints work. And getting this new GUI all fully fleshed out, and hopefully with some buttons that you can click on in-game to help choose your weapons in-game. That would be pretty cool. Next up, the next category of weapons I'm probably going to make is going to be energy weapons, like lasers, laser whips, and a giant wazer gun. A giant wazer gun. Elma Fudd. That'll hold them all. I need to stop. Anyways, energy weapons going to be the next category. And that is all I have for you today, I believe. I'm going to see y'all around. I am signing off.